MasterCard and the United Nations are joining forces to monitor the carbon effect of your credit card purchases. And then you'll hit your carbon max, and it'll stop working. Hey, of course, it's voluntary for now. The new credit card is called Doconomy. And on the back of the card, it's going to say, I am taking responsibility for every transaction I make to help protect the planet. This is a social credit score, and it's a proof of concept. The Doconomy CO2 credit card website claims it is the largest initiative ever taken by a bank in educating its users on the impact of consumption. They say themselves they want to set a global standard for carbon calculations. That's the key. Once they have their numbers in place, then they can give every single purchase you make a score and punish you directly. This is what China does. And of course, this will only be enforced on you and me and any businesses that don't go along with their scheme. And banks are going to enforce it.
I think that Biden was going to turn us into...
All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to begin by giving all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessing salutation to the brothers that push this word in sincerity and in truth. All right, we say Shalom. The brother Howard from GMS Trinidad, here to do a quick edification through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, and this video, as you could see before, is based off of the new credit card. The new credit card that is carbon, based off of the carbon footprint, you know, so the limiting your use, you know, for the good of climate change. Right, and this is just also a next form of conditioning the people on what is ready to come. Right, because the limiting your access of your money to of spending, or whatever the case is, you know, when you reach a certain max or a certain limit you're supposed to spend, they shut you down. You know, and this is just a next way for them to condition, as I said before, to condition the people on what is to come. You know, so let's also play this next video here, you know, because the Apostle named this year the year of hopefully all the prophecies coming to pass. You know, and we see other camps just springing up, speaking about the mark of the beast is sin. You know, first it was an embargo, then they're saying it's sin, right? And a whole bunch of nothing. You know, when we see that the mark is clearly the C hip, you know.
Single purchase you make a score.
...to communist fucking China. Well, he just signed an executive order to get rid of cash and put us all on a digital fucking currency. So that means that they're going to be able to track every fucking thing that we do.
Because I do not video. Why does that do that?
Thing that we do, and we're about to be twinning with Beijing fucking China. Here, check this clip out and see what America's about to look like. Yeah, good fucking job.
A little bit far-fetched, and you might be
right. So we all know about the Cbdc, central bank digital currency. All right. So this is something I've been pushing for the past couple of months. You know, pushing very strong in Trinidad and all the Caribbean countries around the world, right? Because our Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, you know, I think he said in 2019, 2020, that we're looking to go forward to a cashless society, digital, right? So, and we see it happening here now, right? And what do you think this is leading to? This is not sin, according to The gorilla Hebrew. How sin could be the mark of the beast? How sin could be the mark of the beast? Sin was day before, in the beginning of it with Adam. Right? Sin that came when Adam went off. Before the beast. So how sin is the mark of the beast? It don't make sense. Anyway.
Thinking that this kind of authoritarian control over your money is not going to be anything that we'll see in the future. Unfortunately, this is already implemented in the world. In China, the government is already able to program what its citizens can and cannot spend their money on. Over the last few years, they've limited millions of people's ability to buy things like train tickets, passports.
So that is a form of control, right? That is a form of they controlling your money. They controlling everything, right? And that is exactly what you saw want. You want to be able to control you, right? And don't feel like the sea hip. So like yeah. Hey, boy. Yeah. So yeah. Where was I?
Passports and luxury goods. They're able to do this because of China's intense social credit system that links each person's identity and actions to their bank.
Right, so I was basically saying that is a form of the conditioning people, right? And that is exactly what Esau and control, right? And Jake's not seeing it. Jake's not seeing that when you put that the same video I did the other day, when they put that in your body, they're gonna be able to control you. It's just like and I go back predictive programming. Apostle, the elders taught us, predictive programming. Right? They make movies showing you what exactly they're gonna do. Right? Predictive program is the theory that the government or other high-ups are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool to make the population more accepting of planned future events. And what is that planned future event? That planned future event is the CHIP. The CHIP.
Allowing the government to see and to control everything a citizen does with their money. And it seems like the West is paying attention. In nations like Sweden, South Africa, and
scripture one time too. This is the book of Isaiah 42 and verse 19 in the Easy English version. It says, "Who is blind? Only my servant Israel is blind, who is not able to hear the man with the message that I sent." And who is the men? Beginning with the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. They are the men who Yahweh Hashem Yahshai sent. Because they are the men who preaching the truth. And they are the ones who passed on the knowledge down onto us. Right? Who is blind like my servant Israel is blind, who is not able to hear the men with the message that I sent. He is not able to hear among all people. The persons who believes in me believes me is really blind among all people. The servants of Yahweh is really blind, right? And the servant is speaking about the ones who serve in Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, but the scripture says, well, Israel is my son. So he's speaking about the 2,000 nation of Israel. They are blind. They are blind. And as the scripture say, this watchmen of Israel, the scripture say, if they speak not according to this word, they have no light in them. And if you're not speaking according to the word that the sea hip is the mark of the beast, you clearly don't have no light in you. It don't matter how much precept, you know. It don't matter how much cold cuts, you know. That wouldn't be relevant. Because you're still teaching the people that is not the mark.
In Canada, trials of programmable central bank currencies are already underway. In fact, almost half of the world's nations are at some stage of implementing this kind of programmable money, meaning no matter where in the world you live, this technology is likely only a few years away. Okay, so how does programmable money tie in with the personal carbon limit? Well, it all comes down to whether or not you've gone over your monthly usage, and if you have, there are two possible case scenarios for that. The most openly talked about penalty for a person going over their individual carbon limit is that they'd simply get charged for doing so. Just the same as what happens to large companies today. Taken too many car trips this month or bought a little bit too much meat? In that case, you'd simply get a bill at the end of each month from your government so you can pay the price of being a naughty citizen. As your entire carbon usage would be tracked by a government Cbdc, there would be no way to hide how much carbon you've used. And since they now also
I actually was trying to get in the rest of the video, but unfortunately I didn't. But I actually got next video.